Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day and had a wonderful holiday weekend. We're just going to jump right into Bitcoin, kind of see what's going on in the back-end data here. Let's go ahead and rerun some of these fibs levels here and the liquidation levels, kind of see what's going on. But if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, hope you can learn something today. And congrats again to our community members here for some phenomenal trade profit here over the last holiday weekend here. So we got what? The graph, 52% in 3 days, an older BNB trade at 93%. Older desk trade at 154, new SKL trade 111% in 2.5 trading days, and then also of course Gala 64% from yesterday. So congratulations again, happy holidays to you folks. I'm glad it's working out very well for you. Again, if you're considering joining CryptoCash.tech at the site link down below, and obviously feel free to message me if you have any questions. So take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. You know what? Let's skip that first. Let's jump into liquidation beforehand. And my goodness, look at how malicious these whales can be. Man, there's a heavy concentration of liquidation I mentioned previously at 42,200. What do you know? The price wicked down exactly to that level, wiped out tons and tons of liquidation levels, and there's just a little bit left there at 42,000 even. Okay, so be very careful if you're in at 42K. Just make sure you kind of buckle your seatbelt, because it might be a bumpy ride here. So again, we had a pretty significant sell-off here in just one 4-hour candle. I think we had a liquidation alert, if I recall correctly. It was somewhere in the range of like 500 million in 15 minutes or less. So again, that caused this massive drop here in volume, or massive drop in price, of course. We got a high volume resistance level, basically. In other words, 44,000 even is a heavy concentration of longs. Well, sorry, these aren't necessarily longs. They're just basically a heavy concentration of volume. And effectively, the price action has dropped since then. So we can presume still 44,000 is the resistance level, with 44.8 as the higher resistance level there. Okay, so again, just some big picture stuff there. Taking a look at the daily, let's quickly understand a few key factors here, such as the moving averages. We're underneath tentatively the 20-day SMA. We haven't yet officially closed under the 20-day SMA yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. It is hanging out right there at 43,000 even, which is a 0.618 fib level. So we are looking to close above 43,000 today to have any leg to stand on to A, not lose this ascending trend line, but to B, effectively remain above the 20-day SMA, okay? Now again, if we close above that or below it, doesn't mean we're just breaking bullish or breaking bearish instantly. It just means we want to pay closer attention to it and understand that the price action may no longer be continuing upwards, and it may actually be able to pull back to correct some of this upward trajectory. Okay, so again, kind of normal. It's perfectly fine when these things happen, but again, not fantastic either. We do see money flow index increasing and RSI coming down. That tells us the price is kind of calming down at this area, which is kind of good but kind of bad, because the price action isn't going higher, but yet the amount of money flowing into the coin is going up. Okay, it's an interesting thing, but again, you got to keep in mind it's a 14-day lag. I prefer the money flow index on the 4-hour to give us a better direction. We'll look at that next, but generally speaking, here we are swinging down on a stochastic RSI. We take a look here as well at the MACD, still diverging effectively. So there's nothing here that's like super bullish, but also not super bearish either. Okay, we're kind of just fair to middling at this point, just kind of hanging out, so to speak. No overextension on the daily here. Liquidity and fair value has all been mostly swept. We have, again, a little bit of a liquidity in the upper range here. I think we're going to be more hard-pressed to hit that than we are lower levels. But once again, now that lower levels have been swept, we could see the price swing back up too. There's a few different schools of thought there. Okay, so let's take a quick look here at the indicators. First of all, on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this here. The RSI is getting closer to 30, which is good. And typically when the money flow index is lower, this is what I'm referring to. I've referred to this in multiple videos in the past. It's a consideration to take entry. In other words, if you look at this last time, money flow index dropped and the RSI was low, the price action inevitably increased from there. Okay. So again, it's not like a guarantee, but it's sometimes a good little thing to consider buying into. Okay, so just some friendly advice here. We might be at the bottom, especially with stochastic RSI swinging down as well. We do have the MACD diverging also, and beforehand we saw the MACD kind of swinging back up. So again, this is not the perfect situation by any stretch. I'm not saying to take a long, but just knowing that we are somewhat overextended to the downside within within these indicators, and oftentimes that can let us know the price is willing to reverse itself. Okay. Now again, I do not take a trade based on that. We've lost 3 out of 4 moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. That's not fantastic at all. We do have a fair value gap here, however, so we could see a dead cat bounce. So the price comes up to 43.5 and pulls back. Again, a lot of potential case scenarios here, but at this point, We're seeing all sorts of bullish continuation invalidations. Okay, again, it's not 100% confirmed, but it's looking pretty likely we're going to start pulling back, or it's less likely the price action is going to sweep upwards at this point. Because again, we got this resistance of volume at the upper level there. We're swinging down on most indicators. Let's see what the hourly tells us here, and I'm very curious about the cloud coverage here. Kind of see that we are effectively below the cloud. Big surprise. Lagging spans free and clear. Conversion lines below the baseline. 3 out of 3 reasons to not take a long position, and 3 out of 3 reasons to leave your short position open. Okay. Now, is it any indication to take a short position? Hypothetically, yes. There are indications here that we should consider a short, but I don't personally like to short at these lower levels like this. There's no guarantee it's going to go lower. We need to see if the price goes sideways for 24 hours, then there's a stronger chance it'll go lower. In other words, when all those indicators kind of pointing down, so to speak, once they calm down, relax, we can reevaluate and look. But for right now, me personally, no trade is a good trade. You're better off trading some altcoins right now. There's actually some really good coins I'm going to cover here soon that are doing very well, and they're more likely to continue, even contrary to Bitcoin, struggling like this here. Okay, so again, some really, really cool opportunities here. But at this point, I would just, what is it? Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole is the saying, I think. Yeah, anyways, other than that, last thing I want to recommend too, of course, this is highly, highly important, of course, because by year end, Bitunix is going to be, discontinuing this exclusive offer here. So if you use my link to register, you'll have some significant benefit rewards. Make sure that if you do register, you consider future trading competitions. We're going to have those, but there's no KYC, no VPN with the exchange. And in my Discord here, I have a section to kind of help educate you on how to set multiple profit targets, trailing stop losses, and all the basics there. So be sure to check that out. I do want to say thank you again to my community. Thank you, Bitunix, for an awesome opportunity for my community. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Again, congrats on those profits. Look forward to seeing the next one. Have a good one. Take care.